I really do think it has been enjoyable before.
Yeah.
I like cold, I like winter.
Yeah, totally. Well, our bodies are more adaptable in cold and
And
winter.
my daughter's a
for
summer
sure.
baby, she loves the summer.
I was October, so I don't know. Maybe it was a warm October there.
Maybe. I have no tolerance for it.
And it's funny because my younger two will never want to have a hat on their head, and they were summer babies. And my oldest has no problem with that because he spent the first 3 months of his life with a hat on his head.
Yeah, let's go up with it.
Who knows, right? Who knows?
Hi.
Good morning, Donna.
Good morning.
All right, here we are. Good morning. So lovely. Lovely day. So we're making our way through these sheaths of embodiment, so our embodied anatomy, and we're up to the wisdom sheath. So it's body and then energy and then sort of lower mind, and now we're at higher mind, like wisdom, intuitiveness, heart. And so there's even more anatomy in a more subtler anatomy in the yoga philosophy. The mind actually has its own anatomy. There's three, what's the word? I don't know. Facets of the mind. Three ways that we understand the mind. There's the sort of animal brain, which is manas. That's like the lowest level brain, where it's just processing and reacting, processing and reacting. You know, literally what animals do. You know, it's like food, get food, right? Danger coming, run, right? That sort of animal brain. And then the next level, ahankara, is where our ego lies. Not ego like in a negative sense of ego, just what makes me an individual. So it's like that sensory processing, but now at the level of my own, you know, and that's where it's sort of karma and samskaras come in, like our past, you know, the stuff that affects our decision making and our ways of reacting. So still reactive, but reactive in a more personal way. And then the highest mind, so last week we talked about the Vijanamayakosha and those first two layers. That's where those first two levels of mind are. And then the higher mind, the buddhi, is your wisdom, your intelligence, your beliefs. And that's where we are this week, which is the Vijanamayakosha. And so this is the level where we begin to make meaning of things, where we have a responsive mind, where we have willpower, and we're able to move through making difficult decisions, and we are able to make meaning out of challenging things that have happened, and where we are able to make choices that we know will, decisions about the way that we are living in the world that will move us in a direction of sort of a wider, more open mind, right? So if that level is not as developed, then we find ourselves in these patterns of like victim mentality, and we find ourselves in patterns of not being able to make decisions, not lacking a sort of creative sense, and also lacking that kind of ethical, spiritual ethical way of being, where if you think, I'm sure you have people like this in your life, I do, who are very big on preaching the ways of their religion or their belief system, but that are not very good at putting it into practice, right? So that's that discriminative layer where it's okay, it's not what's just good for me. Remember, that middle layer is like my ego says what's good for me in this moment, and that's important. Not that we shouldn't have a sense of that. We should. We live in this body and we know what's right for us, and that's an important level of our being in the world and our understanding. But the higher discriminative mind allows us to be more in harmony with those around us, more in harmony with whatever you think of as something bigger. It's our kind of our God consciousness is one way that we say it. And it's the level at which we stop seeking outside of ourselves for answers, where we stop reacting to what's going on outside. And I say that whereas it's also the level that we take in spiritual teachings, right? But it's the turning towards the higher level ways of being in the world. So turning towards the more enlightened beings and the more enlightened ways of understanding spiritual texts, and putting them really into practice in our lives in a felt way, right? Not just not just, oh, I can read this and understand it, but then like putting it into practice, So in terms of our asana, it's like sort of where we are now moving. Yes, we're still, again, all these layers are still present, but when we're operating at this level, we are really intuiting what is necessary for our body to do in any given moment to move us through, move us forward on the spiritual path. This is really like the beat where the spiritual path really begins to open up and reveal itself to us. So whereas the mind, being present, last week we talked about just being present and having the mind present in the practice. This is really like where our intuition and our intuitiveness, and then the practice becomes this very integrated and felt experience of beginning to turn towards that sense of oneness, where we are this cohesive being of body and energy and breath and our senses and our wisdom. And so the invitation in the asana practice is to just, be aware of that part of yourself, right? To connect to that part of yourself. And even though you're here in a class and not at home doing yoga on your own, to really be listening, yes, to your body, but also to like the bigger picture of what it is you need for yourself, on all of those levels that we've talked about before, of all of the layers sort of coming together and how that can work together. And then the practice becomes this really very rich and meaningful thing. Hopefully it always is that, but okay, stop talking. Close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. We talked about what feeds each layer: food for the body, breath for the energy, for the prana, senses for the mind. At this layer, it's our spiritual understanding is what feeds the Vijanamayakosha. So in these first breaths, just open yourself up to whatever that stirred in you, to whatever wants to be awakened at a deeper level of your mind. Turn to the answers that are already there, that you already have inside of you, to whatever question it is you might be asking. You bring your hands together in your heart, and let's start. Deep breath in. Close your hands. Open your eyes. All right, we're going to stay seated. Switch the cross. Zoom friends, I hope you can hear me because I forgot to put the microphone on. Sorry. I turned it on and then I never put it on. I was letting it charge for another minute. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay now? Okay. Okay, so we're going to sit. Take your arms out to your sides, like just straight out to the sides. That's it. And then as you breathe in, turn your palms up, lift your heart, lift your head. And as you breathe out, turn your palms down. Let your shoulders round forward. And then inhale, palms up. And just have this sense of expanding your chest out to your hands. And then exhale, and then expanding the back of the chest. And just like that, a couple more times. Just having this sense of opening up the space around your heart, the front and the back and the sides. One more. Good, then find a neutral position for your shoulders. Drop your right hand and lean to the left. Good, inhale, come up, drop the left hand. Lean to the left. Good, and then back to the first side. And then you choose if you want to just hold here for a few breaths, or if you want to just keep moving back and forth, if a little more movement would feel better to you this morning. So either way, just holding here or back and forth. And then if you're holding on the right side, then switch to the left and hold here for a couple of breaths. Keeping the opposite hip grounding, your arm reaching out long. So just making a whole lot of space between the ribs in the torso. One more each side. Good. And then come to center and find your way onto hands and knees and to tabletop. Take a few cat and cow breaths to just solidify movement and breath. Really moving towards this felt experience of consciousness. Good, come to neutral. Keep your hips over your knees. Walk your hands out in front of you. Take your pinky fingers as wide as the mat, or maybe even off the mat if your shoulders feel like they need a little more space. All right, make your arms nice and strong. And then do a little cat spine. So feel like your ribs are lifting up, your belly's not collapsing down, like a little tone to your belly. And then keep that tone to your belly, but let your collarbones broaden and your ribs broaden. Your armpits lift up, but let your head move towards the floor. As you breathe in, fill the back body with breath, feel the ribs lifting up, and as you breathe out, keep your armpits lifting, but let your heart space in the front of the chest soften down. And one more breath just like that. This is Anahatasana, maybe even letting the chest move a little more towards the floor, even as the ribs lift up. Good. Come on back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take a moment before you move and just connect to a deeper wisdom inside yourself. So yes, what the body wants, yes, what the energy needs, but also what keeps you on the spiritual path. And then begin to let your body move in a very intuitive way, and maybe it's the way that you always move because your body knows what to do there. Maybe it's a different movement. Maybe it's not moving at all. Maybe it's holding steady and just breathing. Just take a moment in your dog to bring your full mind, all the levels of your mind, into your practice.
And then stretch your arms and your legs straight. Lift your hips up high. Extend yourself fully into your pose, your body, your energy, your mind, and your wisdom. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. Keep the legs straight for a moment, hips level, so just a deeper hamstring stretch. Lift from your inner right thigh. Drag your left hip back. Press a little more into your left arm. Good. Now, keeping your left kneecap pointing forward, keeping your both arms straight and strong. Bend your knee, open your hip. Keep your left hip pulling back as your right hip stacks over it. Lift your right knee up as high as you can. Pull your right heel towards your left buttock. Good. Exhale, take that leg down. Inhale your left leg straight up behind. Lift from the inner thigh. Right hip pulls back. Right kneecap pointing straight ahead. Then begin to bend your knee. Keep the right leg as it is. Right hip pulling back. Right kneecap straight ahead. Lift your left knee up high. Twist your upper body to the left. Hug your left heel towards your right buttock. One more breath. Good. And then release that foot down. Drop your knees down. Drop your elbows down. Turn your palms up. Spread your fingers out. Good. Then make a fist, pressing your wrists down. Lift your hands up so you're feeling a stretch in the forearms and the wrist. That's it. And then open up your hands, press your fingernails down. Exhale, make a fist. Squeeze the hands up. Inhale, open your hands. Last one. Exhale, make a fist, wrists down, hands lifting. Good. And then release your hands. Stretch your arms out in front of you, keeping your hips back and low. And then keeping your hips back and low, walk your hands over to the right, arms and torso. Deeper shoulder stretch if you stack your left hand on top of your right hand. If that's too much for the shoulders, keep your hands separated. Maybe walk over even a little bit more. Inhale, walk through center. Exhale over to the other side. Right hip down. Arms, walk everything over a little bit more. Big stretch for the right side. Hand over hand or not. Inhale back to center. Back to downward facing dog. This level of the Vijanamayakosha is the level at which we say, we go beyond what the pose looks like. We stop doing our yoga to try to force our body into looking a certain way or feeling a certain way even. And we just listen deeply and let the practice evolve from there. Walk yourself forward, Uttanasana. Take a moment in Uttanasana to pedal your feet like we do in dog. So bend one knee and then the other. Heels stay down. Just bend the knee one side and then the other side. Let the weight shift side to side to the straight leg. So you're getting that hip hamstring stretch. Good. Then both legs straight, lengthen your spine. Inhale. Come on all the way up. Reach up tall. Good. Exhale. Sweep your hands behind your back and lace your fingers together with elbows bent. Yeah, so with the elbows bent, have your thumbs right on your sacrum, right above your tailbone. Then take a big breath in and have this sense of your elbows, your ribs expanding out to the side. As you exhale, feel your collarbones expand and lift out to the side. And then stretch your arms straight, which there's going to be a narrowing in the back of the body. The shoulder blades are going to squeeze in, but try to still have this sense of keeping the back of the heart space open, even as the front of the heart space opens up. Good. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, arms towards the sky, head towards the floor. So in yoga, in indigenous, in our Western way of thinking, the mind is the center of the universe, of our universe as a human. But in indigenous cultures and yoga, the heart is the center. So we're going to work on just creating this spaciousness around the heart in the practice this morning. Exhale, release your hands. So yes, the heart space in the body, but also the intuitive heart. Inhale, lengthen your spine, press to your feet, and come on up, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, and release your arms. Come to the front of your mat if you're not there already. Come to Tadasana, so feet parallel. Line yourself up. We're going to do a little Surya Namaskar C. So Tadasana is the first pose. Be here. Body, energy, breath, mind, heart. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward. Bend your knees, and on the exhale, step your right leg back to lunge. We keep the hands on the floor in this sequence, or for this version, I guess, today. So maybe go to a longer lunge than what you normally would if we were going to lift up. Have your back heel up, heel over toes. Push your back leg out long. Push your right thigh up towards the sky. Bend your left knee a little deeper. Good. One more breath here. Press your hands down. Plant your hands. Step to plank. Good. Then drop your knees into a low plank. Knees, chest, and chin is the lowering. Ashtanga Pranam. So for this, you arch your back. Lift your sit bones. Lift your chest. Squeeze your elbows in. Good. Now bend your elbows, chest and chin come towards the floor, hips stay up. So you're in like an inchworm position, hips up. Yeah, it's a big back bend actually. Good. Then you push off the toes, slide out onto your belly until the toes are untucked. Okay, now take your hands out wide. We're just going to do a wider cobra for this first one. Go up on your fingertips. Yeah. Then imagine that you can, that you're expanding the shoulder blades away from each other first. So widen your elbows, widen your upper chest. Now widen your collarbones. The shoulder blades will plug in a little bit. And then curl up any amount more with this sense of just fullness and expansion. The sides of the heart, the front of the heart, the back of the heart, really opening up, expanding out into your arms. One more breath here. Exhale, release, draw your hands in and go back to dog pose. So even in your dog, have a sense of the front and back of the heart space expanding. So 360 degrees around. And yes, we're talking about the heart, the beating organ in your chest, but we're also talking about the transcendental heart, which we call the hridayam in Sanskrit, the spiritual heart, our intuition, our wisdom. As you feel that space in your body expand your sense of that part of yourself. Step your right foot between your hands. Again, you can go a longer lunge. Hands are going to stay on the floor. Back leg stretching long, left thigh bone lifting up as you bend into the right knee. Extend your spine forward. Good, then step forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine, rise up with your breath. Exhale, arms by your sides. We'll do one more round a little bit faster this time. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, left leg back. Long lunge. Stretch full into it. Plant your hands, step to plank. Drop your knees right where they are. Arch your back. Lift your chest, lift your seat. That's it. Then chest and chin down. Push off the toes, slide to your belly. Regular cobra, but that same sense of the heart space expanding, front, back, sides as you curl up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in your dog. To let the heart expand, to let your intuition expand, your wisdom expand. So the pose is not just what the body and the energy is doing, but it's actually moving you forward on the spiritual path. The end of that third exhale, left foot steps forward lunge. And then on an inhale, step forward, Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come on all the way up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Building on, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, right foot back to lunge. This time the arms are going to come up, so think about the length of your stance. Squeeze your legs in, inhale, arms to the sky. Good, right leg still straight, right thigh bone still pushing up, sink into your left knee a little deeper. And then get bigger, fuller in your heart space. Get bigger, fuller in the body, in the heart space, but also in that intuitive sense of being, expanding your wisdom, your intuition. We're going to open into warrior two, so ground your back heel, open your arms. That's it. Steady your shoulders over your hips, and then expand your ribs side to side. Expand your collarbones, your shoulder blades side to side. Stretch to your fingertips. Parshvakonasana, drop your forearm to your thigh. Sweep your left arm over your ear. Yeah, that's it, Donna, you got it. Good, then push your elbow down into your leg so that there's still a length and a spaciousness into the right side body. You're not kind of collapsing onto it. Take your left ribs down towards your right ribs so your ribs stay long on the right side. And again, there's this spaciousness around the heart, all directions. Stay here, or last breath, drop your hand to the pinky edge of the foot. Take a little deeper stretch, or just stay where you are if that serves you. Good, and then exhale. Hand to the floor, step back into dog. And now up to you, which vinyasa serves you today. The usual plank, chaturanga, up dog, or maybe it's still working with this knees, chest, chin, into cobra, and then back to dog. So some version of vinyasa. One is not better than, less than. They're different movements. They open our bodies in different ways. It's not, and we know we're in the wisdom body when we stop looking at props as, like a failure of doing it the right way. Step forward, Uttanasana, and we start recognizing that that's where our wisdom lies, that we stay within what is reasonable, not just for our bodies, but also for the spiritual path. Lengthen your spine, come on up, reach up. And then just dive right back down. Exhale. Left leg back for lunge. Squeeze your legs in, get steady on your feet, rise up with your breath. Shoulders over hips. Good, back thigh pushing towards the ceiling, front thigh sinking down. Yeah, lift up out of the pelvis, and again, just get big, broad, wide through the upper chest. Spin down your back heel, warrior two. Yeah, that's better, Carol. Shoulders over hips. And just, again, feel your whole rib cage and just imagine it expanding front to back, side to side, bigger. Drop the forearm into Parshvakonasana, keeping that sense of fullness in the rib cage. Perhaps even imagining the heart chakra, that green spinning wheel in your heart, just spinning a little brighter, expanding that light from the heart outwards. Stay here, or last breath, drop your hand for a deeper stretch. If you're getting a very deep stretch where you are, the wisdom says stay there. All right, drop your hand, step back, downward facing dog. Good, vinyasa of choice. All right, in your dog, we're going back into dog split. So narrow your feet. Sweep your right leg to the sky. We're going to keep the hips level with each other. So the leg's not going to lift as high. That's okay. Drag your left hip back. Stretch your left heel down. Stretch your left leg straight. Stretch your right leg straight. Good. Now bend your right knee. Move your chest towards your left thigh, but lift your head and draw your right toes and your head towards each other. They probably won't touch. Maybe. I don't know. Mine don't. But like a scorpion leg. Good. Stretch the leg back out and step it down. Second side, left leg up. Good. So right leg straight, right hip back. Left leg straight. Chest towards the thigh. Bend your knee. Head towards your toes. Lift that left knee up. Good. Stretch the leg straight. Bring it back down. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, down to your belly. All right, we're going to do a Shalabhasana variation. So you're going to lift your right leg up. Sorry, I have something tickling my face. Okay, right leg up. Then you're going to bend your left knee and try to bring your left heel above. So you're propping your right leg on your left leg. So it might be low, might be here, but you're making like a little shelf. That's it. You're propping your right leg on your left leg. Yep. Good. Now squeeze your elbows in, look forward. Try to get your right leg on top. Right leg on top. Right leg on top. Like that. Good. Then chest forward. Stretch your back leg long. Try to lift your chest. It's not going to lift, but try. Okay. Exhale, release. Turn your cheek, rest your head. Relax your elbows for a moment. We used to do that one all the time. We don't do that one so much anymore.
I get so disoriented. I have to keep thinking.
I know. Which leg is lit? What's happening back there? I don't know. Sometimes we do it coming from dog, and that never goes well. So we're doing it from the floor today. Okay, hands back. Left leg up. So lift up the left leg. That's it. And then you just bend the right knee and prop it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, or don't. You can prop above the knee, below the knee, just wherever it feels like a reasonable place for you to do that. Of course, not on the knee. Okay, now squeeze your elbows in. Lift your chest. Try to bring your pelvis towards the floor. It's not going to come down, but do that action. Tone your glutes. Broaden your collarbones. Lift your chest. Prop the leg on top if you can. That's it. That's it. Okay, good. Release. Back to dog. Okay. Do what you need to do for your low back here. And then walk forward. Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine. Come on up. And release your arms. Okay, we're going to go to just a standing thigh stretch. If you want to use the wall for balance, we're going to do this as a balance pose next, but for the first one, get a good thigh stretch. So if using something for balance would help you do that, then do that. Stand on your right leg. Bend up your left knee, catch your left foot behind you. Left foot. We'll do the other one too. Good, notice how the right knee wants to go forward and out. Draw it in and back. Knees don't have to be together, but you want them parallel. Then hug your heel as close to your butt as you can. Move your shoulders back over your hips at the same time. Tone your belly. Tone your pelvic floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Without closing off the back of the heart. So the heart gets lifted and full, but there's still a fullness in the back body. Take one more breath. Good. Release that foot down. Land into the left foot. Get steady on the left foot. Oh, Lisa, Chris, I love that. You don't have a wall, use a person. That works. Good. Bring the thighs parallel. Hug your heel in. Keep the toes active. Good. Now tailbone down. Pelvic floor toning, low belly toning. Use a strap, Susan. No? Okay. We're going to do baby dancer, so another variation. Shoulders back. Ribs wide, back of the heart open, front of the heart open. One more breath. Okay, good. And then release that foot down. Good. And do a little march out. Okay, so same thing. We'll hold the foot behind. This time we'll take it into baby dancer, so we'll come forward. So stand on which leg do we stand on first? You stood on your right leg. No? Yes? Stood on Stand on your right leg, hold your left. Spread out the toes. Good, thighs parallel to start. So again, we don't want the knee going out to the side even as we come forward into the pose. Take your right arm up. Good, now get tall, get long, lift up, expand your heart forward, backwards, expand your intuition forward, backwards, and then using your wisdom, lean forward, tip forward. Kick your foot to your hand. Try to keep your right armpit lifting up. Keep lifting from your inner left thigh. Come forward any amount. Yeah, and you can take that hand forward into a wall or a friend or anything. All right, inhale, come on up. Nice, you guys. Release the foot. Land into both feet, take a breath. Second side, stand on your left foot. Bend up your right knee. Parallel your legs. Left arm to the sky. Good, notice how the ribs want to pop forward and your low back wants to take all of that bend, right? So tone your belly, keep the back ribs open, kick your foot to your hand. Take the whole thing forward. Lift your foot as high as you can. So you're kicking it back and you're kicking it up. Keeping the back of the heart open, take your heart forward, lift it a little more. That's it. Inhale, come on up. And release your foot. Good, do a little march. We're gonna do Ardha Chandra Chapasana. I'm gonna show some options here. So hand on a block can be really helpful. So it's Ardha Chandrasana is this pose. So the hand on the floor or the block is towards the pinky side of your foot, right? So it's not over here in front, and it's not way out here where you're in your hand. The weight is still on your foot. Okay, here's Ardha Chandrasana. Now, Chapasana is where we bend the knee, sugar cane pose, and we catch the foot behind. So if you have very open hip flexors like I do, you just kick your foot to your hand, and there you are. For those of you who don't, and that's many, you can pull your knee into your chest, find your foot, and then unfurl this way. So we're trying to keep the standing leg pointing forward as we're doing all of that. So you can put a block in front of you if you need it. It could be on the highest setting. So if the hamstrings are tight, that might be a helpful thing. Take your right foot forward, pointing straight ahead at the front edge of your mat. And just be in like a little baby lunge, like a little short little lunge. And then take your right hand to the floor or the block. Good. Then bring your weight fully onto your right foot, straighten your right leg, float your left leg up. Just be here for a moment. Now this might be enough. If you're working here, you can just work here. Work to stack your hips. Work to stack your shoulders. Left over right. Good. Now if you're going for Chapasana, bend up that top leg and either bring the knee to the chest and find your ankle, or just kick the foot behind you into your left hand. Good, now squeeze your top knee down and kick your foot back behind you. Yes, yes. Take your heart forward, your head back. If you're just hanging on for dear life, hang on and breathe. All right, good, slow, graceful dismount. Yeah, the block can go a little more forward, Marie. It's a little close to your foot, and that'll feel a little more balanced. Yeah, so if the block or your hand is too close, then you sort of get into this tipped over position. So there's like this magic spot where your shoulder's over your wrist and your thigh is over your ankle, where you can even just hover that hand off the floor. It's just there for balance, but it's not pitching you forward. Grab your foot. All right, do what you need to do. Okay, left foot faces forward. Little baby lunge. Lean forward, left hand to the floor. Bring your weight to your left foot. Float up your right leg. Good, find that magic spot, left shoulder over left wrist, left thigh over left ankle. That's it. If you're going for Chapasana, bend the knee, catch your foot, splay your toes. Squeeze your knee down, kick your foot back. The front of the heart opens, keep the back of the heart open. Breathe wherever you are. Good, and then slow, steady dismount. And come on back up. Okay, well that went well. So now let's try this. I wasn't going to do this morning, but let's do it because I think you guys are up for it. Okay, so we're going to combine those two. So we're going to start in Uttarajasana. So that's here. We did that. Everybody did great. Then we're going to take it into Chapasana, so the hand can land onto the block. And then this is the wonky part where you got to pivot, so you're facing forward. And then you look down, you face down, back to Nadarajasana, and then back up. All right, let's give it a go. Put a block in front of you. We're going to stand on the leg. Stand on the right foot first. So then the block, the block will be on the right side. Standing on the right foot. Okay. Yeah. No ridiculous.
How do you balance in the open position? I got it if you're holding your leg back and going down, right? But then once you open, I go over here.
Oh, over backward. So some of it, some of it is like ankle stability and foot stability, and it's there or it's not. Some of it is, she's asking how do you balance, like once you're in this pose. So some of it is that how we talk about squeezing in towards the midline. And I'm not talking about that so much in this class. I talked about it a lot last week. But that sense of sort of squeezing in so that as you're here, it's easy to squeeze in. We're in that side-to-side plane more. But then as you open up, there's still this sense of sort of squeezing in towards the midline. The other thing you can think about is engaging your quadricep muscle. So if you're sort of locked into that leg, this muscle is not doing anything and it's not going to help hold you up. So if you're thinking of, as you're coming forward, pulling your thigh muscle up and pulling your belly towards your thigh. Sometimes we talk about that. So those are some ways. And the last thing I'll say is finding a gaze point. So turn your head first, then turn your body. Turn your head up, then start to turn your body up and keep your gaze really steady. And sometimes that helps. Those are all the things. That's all I got for you. Try. Give it a go. All right. Hold your left foot, right arm up. Kick your foot into your hand. Good, so fix your gaze. Steady gaze, come forward into the pose. Fix your gaze. Good. Now, keep your gaze steady, hand down to the block. Okay, turn your head first. Turn to the side, or you can keep looking down. Like that's another way to do it. Fix your gaze, pivot over your head. Firm your thigh muscle, kick your foot to your hand. Go up higher, try going up higher. Lana, go up higher on the block. Okay, then turn and face the floor again. And then arm out. And then back up. So Lana, one of the problems is your block is too far in front. One of the issues, if you're out here, your weight is in your hand, that's really precarious. You should be able to lift your hand off the floor. You won't. This is just here for stability, right? Your foot is what's holding you. Your foot is where you're balancing, though. It's over your foot. So that's another one too. Yeah, keep your thigh back, keep your weight back in your foot, not in your hand. Okay, other side. Put the block to the left side. Hold your right foot behind you. Good, kick your foot back. Dancer first. Steady gaze. Good, then hand can come down. Weight stays in your foot, even as your hand touches down. Turn your head first. Turn, stack shoulders and hips. Maybe fall over. That's it. And then turn and look down again. Squeeze your legs. Left arm up. And then all the way up. Good. All right. Okay, so that's a little more challenging, right? Let's go. All right, let's stay here. Come to the front of your mat again. Come to Tadasana. Come back to that wisdom mind that knows you are more than whatever pose you can or cannot do. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sides and up. And exhale, fold. Right leg back, right knee down. Good, squeeze your legs. Inhale, arms up. Good, still have that sense. Remember that gecko cobra with the arms out to the sides. Just get big and full and wide in your ribs. So the front of the chest is opening, but we're keeping a fullness in the back body even as we lean back into maybe a deeper back bend. Reach back. Good, lizard lunge, hands down over to the right. You can turn your left foot out a little bit so the knee is pointing at the toes. Then lower to your elbows. Of course, if they don't reach the floor, lower them to blocks. Or if it's too challenging on a knee to come down to the floor, then you can lower them to blocks. Keep this sense of the muscles drawing inwards and upwards, so there's still this little bit of lift, the legs squeezing towards each other, pulling up into the heart space, up into the pelvis, instead of just letting gravity take you here. We're going to take a deeper thigh stretch now. So a couple of options. You can stay where you are, right elbow on the floor, bend up your left knee, catch your foot. If that feels just overly dramatic, you can come up into your hand. So lift up the elbow, find the foot behind. Sorry, Susan, this is a lot for the knee today. Yeah, go up higher, Carol. There you go. You can also do it here. You can come fully upright and hold your foot behind. So that's another way to do it, but some thigh stretch or another. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, good. Release your foot. Switch your feet. Inhale, arms up. Good. And then if you've got your balance, close your eyes. And just feel your way into your pose. Not the way you think it should look, but what provides the most energy flow, what provides the most stability and the most opening at the same time. Do those things. Let your own heart guide you. Hands down to lizard. So over to the left. Right toes can turn out a little bit. You want your knee pointing at your toes. Lower to your elbows. So when we're going through the motions in our yoga, when we're just sort of going by rote, we just kind of collapse as we touch the floor, right? We want gravity to take over. So resist gravity a little bit. Pull the muscles in and up. Squeeze the legs in a little bit. So it's a more active stretch. And that's really this level of Vijanamayakosha. We become a more active participant in our lives. We're not just reacting. We're not just becoming a victim of our circumstances. Take it to the thigh stretch. So again, you can stay here. Right hand can catch your left foot. You can come up into the left hand. That might make it a little easier. You can come fully upright, left hand to left foot. This works too. Wherever you're getting a good stretch. Good. Release your foot. Tuck your back toes. Step forward. Uttanasana. Good. And then lengthen your spine and come on up. Reach up and stretch up. Good. Release your hands. We're going to come to the wall for some things. Bring your mat to a wall space. You guys, Lisa and Chris, you guys can probably do this one together. I'll show you what we're doing and then you'll figure out a way to do it. So yeah, I'll let you guys go. Don't go under the window. Yeah, don't go under the window because we're going to do a shoulder stretch and we need the wall space for that. Okay, so here's the next thing. So you're going to start standing. It's a shoulder stretch, and you're going to have to kind of go by where your shoulder feels comfortable. So you guys can do this hand to hand with the side body facing each other, and then you're going to walk up the wall and just walk in, and your shoulder will be pretty insistent about where is a good place to stop. But if you can get your entire armpit into the wall and really reaching up, so you guys can do that. Yeah, arm to arm. Get your entire armpit into the wall. That's it. And then really feel like you're trying to creep your hands up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Move your inside shoulder back. So your other shoulder, both shoulders back. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Move your heart a little bit more out in front. Okay, good. And then you can slowly walk yourself back out. And then do the other side. So right hand on the wall or on a friend. That's it. Palm to palm or palm to wall. And then walk in. Step in as close as you can. And if you're feeling a pinch between, like anywhere in the shoulder, ease out of it a little bit. If you're feeling a pinch between your shoulder and your ear, ease out of it a little bit. Right, that's an indication you should stop. We never want that pain in the joint. All right, now creep your arms up a little bit farther. Creep them up. Creep the inside arm up and squeeze your outer shoulder in at the same time. Armpit to the wall or to the friend or to whatever you're using. Okay, good. And then back away from the wall. All right, I have one more shoulder, upper back thing to do. You need a block for this one. You don't actually need a block. It's helpful to have a block for this one. So if you don't have them at home, it's okay. Just watch me. This is what we're doing. So we're laying on our side. You need to just clear the wall. So maybe have your head facing towards the center of the room. And then we start with the hands together. If you want to put something underneath your head, you can. We start with the hands together, and then we trail the floor. So my front knee is on the block. It's not up far enough. Just to where the shoulder comes out, the wrist comes out from the shoulder, and then we bring it together. So it's shoulder and thoracic, and you're tracing on the floor just till the arm is straight back behind you. You're pushing your knee into the block or into the floor, just hovering it. It's fine. The block just gives it something to push into, and then we close. So just like that, lay on your side, have enough room for your arm to move. So we'll lay on the right side first. Lana, we're staying at the wall for a reason. We're going to do more stuff at the wall, but we're taking a break with this one. Okay, on your side. Right side, left knee on the block. So top knee on the block. Straight out from the hip, so you can really push the knee down into the block. Arms are straight out in front of you on the floor, palms together. Good, then you're tracing your left hand on the floor. You try to keep the fingertips on the floor. Roll to your back while pushing the knee down into the block. Just let the left arm come out in line with the left shoulder. Try to get your left shoulder down towards the floor. And then exhale, roll back to your right side. Good. As you inhale, trail your fingers up and around. Peel your chest open. Work the left shoulder towards the floor. Left arm out to the side. Then exhale and roll back. One more time. Trail the fingers, roll to the back of your head, roll your shoulder to the floor behind you, extend the arm out to the side. That's it, straight out from the shoulder, good, and then close, good. Other side, roll to the other side. Starts out feeling like you need your head on something, but as you roll to your back, you really don't, so you can just hover your head for a moment, or just neck will be a little crunched for the beginning. All right, we're gonna have a collision here, Eugenie, but that's okay. We're gonna go, so now trail the right fingers up and around, roll to your back. And then exhale, hands together, just give a little high five. Yeah, if you're hitting someone, just high five them. Inhale, sweep the arm up and around. Good, shoulder to the floor behind you. Exhale, arms together. Last one. Trail the fingers on the floor. So you want to be touching the floor for as long as you can. Try to get the right shoulder as close to the floor as you can as you press your right knee into the block. Good, and then bring the hands together. Okay, good. Roll to your belly right where you are. Yep. Bring your forehead to the floor. Lace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your legs in. Tone your glutes. Inhale, lift everything up. Expand your collarbones. Expand your ribs side to side. Expand your shoulder blades side to side, and then lift everything a little bit higher. And exhale, release. You can do the same thing again, or bend your knees and catch your feet for Dhanurasana. If your knees are cranky with that one, just do the same thing we just did. Have your thighs parallel. Lift your shoulders and your head. Kick your feet to your hands. Active legs. Kick your feet into your hands. Lift your feet up. Lift your head up. Good. Expand your collarbones, your shoulder blades, your ribs. One more breath, lift a little higher. Good, and release. Okay, press up to tabletop. Okay, here's the last big pose of the practice. So a couple of options. My thought was handstand, scorpion, and handstand. So maybe if you don't have a wall at home, you can find someone to support you. So I'm a little bit away from the wall for this one. And then am I kicking anything? No, I'm kicking up. So I'm coming up into my handstand. I'm pushing into the floor. So my upper back feels really strong. Then I'm flipping my toes, head forward, toes to head to toes, toes to head to toes. Maybe get a moment of air time. Back up and down. Now, that's not in the realm of possibility. It's totally fine. You can come to L. So you measure heel distance from the wall. You come up into your L, and then you work your scorpion here. Head to toes, toes to head, chest to wall. It's actually a little easier than the regular L. Try something. Or go legs up the wall. Just ignore me. It's fine. Whatever you need to do. If you need help, call me over. If you need help, call me over if you're not sure what you're doing.
I've been trying to stay away from the shoulder stands on my rotator.
Is it bothering you?
And yesterday I tried doing a handstand and my arms kept bending.
Oh.
So
So does the L work for you or no? Try it. That's it. Yeah, like that, Lana. That's fine. That's good. Nice, Carol. That's it. Hips up, hips up, hips up. There you go. Yes. Yes. Nice, girl. That's it. Head to toes, toes to head. So lift your head too. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Go in closer, Kim. Go down. Wait, hang. Okay, or do that. You're doing it the harder way. No, hips up. So you walk in close, more, closer. Unless your shoulders feel better there, and just stay there. There. How's that?
it's okay.
That feels okay?
That feels better.
Yeah, good. Good. Go one leg up. Good. Now scorpion. Pull your heel towards me, your head up. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good. And then switch. Yep. Head up, and foot down. Unless it's bothering your neck, and then ignore me. There you go. Yep. And then rest. What was the question? Was there a question? How far? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could go into that higher one. You can, and walk in closer to the wall. But that was good.
I can't do the when I'm trying to bring my hands in a little bit.
No, but you were in the right spot. Yeah. I mean, out in front. I mean, that's okay. Look, here's the thing, you guys. So the longer stance, right? So if the hands are farther out, where you're like here and the hands are, the shoulders aren't stacked, that's a lot easier on the shoulders. So if you don't quite have the strength yet to be here, which takes a tremendous amount of strength, right? Then be here and just build the strength, because this is still a ton of work. And you're working to bring your chest to the wall, tone your belly, like all the things. And then, you're gradually maybe moving in, right? Like ideally we get to that upright so that then ideally when we want to kick up into a handstand, we feel really strong, but we can build into that strength. And so if starting out farther out is where you feel safer in a more reasonable place, like if your shoulders can't do that, how I was like pushing the shoulders in, if they're not doing that well yet, put your arms in a position where you can do that well, and work the alignment and build the strength. And then, you just keep creeping your way in. Okay, come on back to your spot and let's sit. Have a couple of blocks nearby. Yeah, and that's the sort of level of like, when I first started doing yoga, it was like, that's how I was trained. It was like, well, that's the classical form of the pose, and that's how you have to do it. And, you're not doing it right if you're not doing that right. You're not doing it right if you're not doing it that way. And and that was a certain way of understanding the body, and that was a certain way of understanding yoga. And I think we've just evolved, I guess I have evolved in my own practice to say that that's not the right way for every pose. And this sort of intuitive mind goes beyond what's right and what's wrong and says, what is appropriate right now? And that's what's right, you know? Go wider with your legs. Sit up on a blanket if you need to. You know, using a prop was like a, you know, it was like a failure in some way. No. Just makes those poses accessible. And maybe it is that you build the strength and get to the next level, and maybe your body doesn't ever do that. There are yoga poses that this body will never be able to do. I have fully accepted that by now, you know. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Stretch your legs long. Stretch your spine long. Good. Hinge from your hips, come forward. Let your head release. And you know that you've entered that Vijanamayakosha and that you've activated that level of your consciousness when you're just okay with that. Which is not to say you don't have a goal, which is not to say like, okay, I'm gonna be here for now with the goal of, you know, moving to a deeper pose, that's okay. And then you work at that, and maybe the pose comes and maybe it doesn't. Or maybe it's just, this is the pose that I'm gonna do, and that's okay too. Walk to your right leg. Frame your leg with your hands, so you're in a little bit of a twist. Good, and maybe you stay here, maybe this feels like a lot, maybe you want to creep your hands forward. If you can reach, you can hold the pinky edge of your foot with your left hand. You can also use a strap here, of course. Yeah, so for this one, we're facing the knee. It's a different version. It's the closed twist version rather than the open twist. But if you feel like doing the open twist, that's okay too. All right, walk through center. Walk over to the left. Frame your left leg. So left hand is outside the left leg. Right hand. Can either, again, frame the leg. You can hold the ankle. You can hold the foot. Facing down towards the leg. So instead of it being a big side body stretch, it's more of a back stretch. Again, if you need the other stretch, it's totally fine. Two different poses, they do two different things. One is not better or worse. Good, walk back to center. Walk yourself upright. Okay, Omega pose. So this looks a little bit like Baddha Konasana, but it's not. So we bring the legs more into a diamond shape, and the feet are separated. Now, eventually, I'm told your head goes between your feet, and that's the full pose. I can't do that. So I put a block here. And you might put two blocks or a block with a blanket on it. And then the idea is that you want the forehead, the center, the third eye, Ajna chakra, to rest on the block. So if you need 2 blocks or 3 blocks, or if you don't have blocks and your head doesn't touch the floor, you can just be hovering, that's fine. It's a little bit more restful. You want to try to get so you can take your block upright. That's another way to do it, you know. And maybe that just feels better for this moment. Maybe you can go lower, but you don't need to. Again, that's Vijanamayakosha. That's saying, what do I need today? Belly cramp, I get that one sometimes. So you want it to be more restful. So then take your block up higher. Go higher with the block. So then those muscles aren't having to work so hard to hold you there, and you can just let your head rest. There you go. There you go. Good. All right, close your eyes and just feel that space between your eyes opening up. Your intuitive sense, your third eye, your sixth sense. So many names for all of these things that we have. But, you know, we have to have a lot of ways of talking about them because really we are trying to understand the ununderstandable. So we've got to name it in as many ways as we can so that it just sparks something inside that helps us awaken to those parts of ourselves. All right, inhale, come on up. We're going to do a little seated meditation as we move into these deeper layers of being. Meditation is really the gateway. So we're going to do a little seated meditation and then Shavasana if you'd like, or we can stay. So you're going to sit up tall. There's 2 ways to sit for meditation. Well, there's an infinite number of ways to sit, but the classical ways, Sukhasana, the shins are crossed and the shin is resting on the foot. For some people, this is more comfortable. The feet are flexed. Siddhasana has the heels pulled in close, heels stacked one in front of the other. Now, for knee stuff, this works. Sit up higher. But, you know, the idea is that the body is comfortable and not protesting, so that we can be in this meditative state without the body bothering us. If you haven't already, take the flesh from your sit bones so that you're sitting really grounded. Maybe even take another blanket, Susan. I mean, it's okay? Higher? Okay. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes if you're not there already. Just feel how you have a body and what that body feels like right now. Feel how you are an energetic being contained in a body. Feel the hum of your own consciousness and aliveness beneath the surface. Notice that you have thoughts, sensations, feelings. Notice that they arise, and then you can move your awareness deeper to where their effect on you is lessened. And now keep going deeper into all that you know, into what you know to be true about the nature of the universe and your place in it, into your beliefs. Allow your inner experience to begin to reveal itself. An inner voice, an inner consciousness. Keep seeking that deeper understanding. Feel deeply. You have all the answers that you are seeking. Sit quietly and listen. You can stay in your meditation for the remainder of the practice. If you'd like to finish in Shavasana, gently make your way to your back. Really let awareness arise back from the depths to the surface, to the body, to the breath. Bend your knees. Roll to your side and take a moment to allow for a gentle transition. As you feel ready, make your way back to seated. Most of the time we are in the manas, the hamkara, the Vijanamayakosha, these lower levels of consciousness. That's fine. Enjoy them. Enjoy your senses. Enjoy the emotions. It's where the enjoyment of life in an embodied state lies. But remember that we seek those deeper layers, then we get this depth to the surface as well. We have ways of making meaning, and we remember that we have the answers that we are seeking. So may we marry those together today, joyfully and joyously, as we move into the rest of the day. Bring your hands together at your heart, and let's send each other on our way with one last Om. Take in a deep breath. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Coming up, we have a new Pilates series beginning Tuesday nights. If you want to enhance your yoga practice, I'm starting a Thursday class, Jewish yoga with Jewish themes, open to everyone. You don't have to be Jewish, but it will be wisdom drawn from those teachings. And we have ongoing one-on-one stretch sessions. Come in and get stretched. Make it your summer of stretch. All right. Bye, everybody. Lisa, I wore that outfit last night. I thought of you.
Oh, yay. That looked great. Thank you so much.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye, thank you.